Okay, welcome. Good morning. It is 9 o'clock here in South Carolina, where I'm located. My name is Brian G., and I am honored to represent Veterans Yoga Project in these free online classes. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. And a couple of things before we get started. The first is that our guiding principle number one, support precedes action. So please have whatever support you need available for yourself in your practice. Any blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, anything that you need that support yourself, please have that available. Second, remember it is your practice. So while I will be offering and inviting and suggesting some postures and some breaths from up here, the only requirement for you is to be present and breathe. So please listen to the wisdom of your own body. Honor the wisdom of your own body. Support yourself in your practice by coming out of any posture at any time, taking any alternate posture at any time, modifying any posture in any way in order to support yourself. Veterans Yoga Project practice is designed around 5 tools. Those tools are breath, meditation, mindful movement, guided rest, and gratitude. We will encompass all 5 tools in this practice this morning. And we'll start by finding ourselves in a supported posture, whatever that means to you. Come into this place, come into this space. Bring yourself into yourself and come into this present moment in your own environment. And you might do that by rooting into whatever part of your body is in contact with something. So maybe your feet are flat on the floor. If you're seated in a chair, your sits bones, the pointy bones at the base of your hip girdle, rooted down into the chair seat or to the cushion or to the mat. Maybe your elbows on the chair arms, maybe your spine on the mat, maybe your legs up the wall. However you are and whatever posture you are in, feel into whatever part of your body is in contact with something. Feel the sensation of that contact, that connection. And then bring your awareness to that connection as support. Maybe just the possibility of support. What is it like to feel support in this moment? What is it like to know that support is always available in this moment? And then imagining that you could extend roots through whatever part of your body is in contact with something, extend those roots down into the earth, anchoring yourself in that support. And then I invite you to lengthen through your side body, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your crown. Tuck your chin slightly to feel the full length at the back of the neck, and then feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. Feel into the subtle shifts in the energy body as the spine aligns, the energy body comes online, the chest expands and the heart opens. And then staying rooted and lengthened, I invite you to float your hands to your heart space in a way that most brings your awareness to your heart space. Perhaps placing your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your left, or your hands in prayer, thumb knuckles resting on the sternum. And turn your attention inward to your heart space. And from this supported, lengthened, and extended place with our awareness in the heart space, please allow to arise in your heart space any one thing for which you are grateful. Maybe it's a person that made it possible for you to be here today. Maybe it's a memory, a deed, an object, whatever it is to you. Maybe it's just the possibility of gratitude. Allow gratitude to arise. And then seeing it clearly in your mind's eye, anchor that gratitude right there at your heart space. And having established support and allowed gratitude to arise, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you like, set an intention for your practice today. Maybe just to keep your gratitude anchored, or just to be right there in the breath, present at the beginning of each inhale. And then releasing your hands down to your knees. We'll begin with a centering breath cycle. So we're going to breathe into a 3-part breath. So we're breathe into, as if we could breathe into the abdomen, the ribs, the chest, a full body breath, front, back, sides, no stress, no strain, no overexertion, just full inhalations and full exhales through the nostrils, just bringing our awareness to our breath and coming into the breath, breathing into the abdomen, into the ribs, into the chest and shoulders, and then exhaling completely, emptying out the lungs, maybe a slight pull on the diaphragm at the bottom of the exhale to completely empty the lungs. And we're just going to breathe for a minute here. And while I say that, let me get my timer and we'll just continuing to feel into full 360 breath, front, back, sides. Imagine you're breathing full body. Feel the breath and the subtle changes in the torso as the breath enters and leaves. Just bring yourself here. And as you're breathing here into this 3-part breath, into this full body breath, into this yogic breath, begin to bring your attention internal. Just being right there at the beginning of each inhale and seeing if you can find stillness in the midst of the breath. And perhaps tightening a little bit at the back of the throat, at the glottis, maybe beginning to create a little tension there so that you can hear audibly the breath in the nostrils. We move into our ocean breath, feeling into the sound of the breath, listening to the rhythm of our own breath, understanding that our breath is different than in rhythm and pace than perhaps mine or someone else's. And we're focused on the rhythm of our own breath. And I invite you to find that rhythm and feel into carrying that rhythm with you as you move through your practice today. Now, in our practice today, we are going to do some mindful movement, which will hopefully engender a meditative state. We'll finish with a twist and a guided rest. And our practice will be about 40 minutes or 45 minutes with about a 5-minute guided rest at the end. And as always, remember, it is your practice. And so, as I mentioned at the top, just be present and breathe. Everything else is optional. Couple more breaths here, just bringing ourselves here. Checking in with the gratitude we anchored at our heart space, feeling into our intention and allowing ourselves to be present. One more breath here. Full inhalation. A complete exhale. Release any shaping of the breath and then bring yourselves to your mats, if you would please. Coming down onto your backs. We'll start on our backs. Take the arms overhead, interlock the thumbs. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips and press the toes away from the face. Feel the full length of the body across the front of the body. And then exhale, release the toes to neutral. Switch the interlock of the thumb. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. Press through the heels. Feel the full length of the body along the back of the body. And then exhale, release the toes to neutral. Bring the hands down by the sides. And then bring the knees to the ceiling. Take the arms out about 60 degrees so that you have a little room. And then we're just going to windshield wiper the legs, little gentle twist. Allow the legs to fall as you exhale, one side of the body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, opposite side. Just a little rotation of the knees and the legs. Gently here, not overdoing it, just waking up the body here. Couple more. Letting weight of the legs do the work, not trying to actually overdo anything. We're just opening the body here. And inhale back to center. Pick up the calves and bring them parallel to the mat. And we're going to begin to align breath with movement. So on the exhale, the knees will come into the chest. And maybe you like to give a little squeeze with your hands just below the knee, maybe not. And on the inhale, the knees will move away from the face. The toes will extend toward the mat until they're just hovering. And then exhale, knees to the chest. And then just begin to find your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Feeling into the alignment of breath with movement. So when the breath starts, the movement starts. And when the breath ends, the movement ends, regardless of where the feet or the knees are in space. It's about following the breath. Your rhythm, your pace. Simple alignment of breath and movement in this simple posture. Couple more here. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring the knees in. Reach up, grab just below the knees and squeeze. Maybe a little rock side to side. And then we'll begin to add a little bit of hip flexor movement. So take the legs up and press the heels to the ceiling. And flex the toes back toward the face. And then we're just going to scissor legs here. So the right leg will move towards the face about a couple inches maybe. The left leg on the inhale will lower till it just hovers above the mat. Exhale, bring the left leg back up just past the right. Hold the left in place. Inhale, right leg there. Exhale. And then continue your rhythm, your pace. Finding your practice here. Gentle scissor kicks, just opening up the body, moving into a little bit of energizing in the hip flexors and the abdomen, the core, beginning to fire, raise a little heat here, finding your practice. Again, aligning movement with breath. Now, additional support, if you need, you bring the hands underneath the sits bones, so the thumbs are resting underneath the sits bones. Or for additional support, bring the hands fully under the SI joint, that's the top of the buttocks. Just a couple more here. And inhale up. Bring the knees into the chest, reach below the knees, squeeze and rock side to side. And then come back to neutral. Oh, excuse me. And then we're going to further activate the core a little bit here. And we'll come into our bicycle kicks. So again, palms by the sides, palms down. Next to the hips, or for support, bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones, or for even more support, bring the back of the palms underneath the top of the buttocks, the SI joint. And wherever you are, find yourself on the mat supported. And then as we inhale, we'll extend one leg and bring the other knee towards the chest. And then switch. And then move with your breath. Now, the higher that you extend your legs, the more support you have. So if your legs are, if you're pedaling toward the ceiling, you have your full spine. If you're pedaling towards where the ceiling and the wall come together at the top of the wall, you'll have a little bit the lower spine engaged. If you lower your legs to 30 degrees, you're engaging the core more. And then if you're just hovering above the mat, you're fully engaging the core. So find the angle that is most supportive for you, remembering that support precedes action. And then just move with your breath, waking up here. And we'll just be here for a minute, literally. Just a warm-up exercise, get a little heat going in the core, remembering that you're focused on your breath. Couple more here. And then bring the knees into the chest, reach up and grab just below the knees, squeeze, rock side to side. And then let's extend the legs and roll to your belly. Either direction, doesn't matter. Release the tops of the feet to the mat. Bring the palms down by the hips, palms up. And now we're going to open the back of the body a little bit. So bring your chin, your nose, or your forehead to the mat. And then as you press into the tops of the feet, feel the knees engage. And then just simply start by lifting the crown a little bit. Maybe bringing the heart forward. Keep your palms down for support. Keep the tops of the feet down for support. Knees might be lifted as legs are engaged. Just feeling into this gentle little half locust here. Inhale here. And exhale. Now you can continue that practice, or you can add on a little bit, lift the legs and the crown. Balancing on the pubic bone, back of the palms supporting, breathing here. Inhale here. Exhale, release that posture, take a breath. And again, you can repeat that posture, or if you like this time, lift the legs, lift the crown, lift the arms. Come into your locust. Extend through the fingers, toes, crown of the head. Try not to retreat on the exhale. Breathing into the lower back. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Release. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Thumbs right at the breast line. Press into the tops of the feet. Utilizing your fingertips for support. Lift the crown, come into your baby cobra. Think about moving your elbows toward each other and down toward the hips to extend and bring the chest forward. If you're comfortable doing so, maybe pick up the hands so that you can feel you're using your core and your lower back. Breathe here. And exhale, release. One more time here, maybe this time a little more support out of the fingertips. Maybe you can get a little higher, maybe not. Your rhythm, your pace, your practice. Support yourself in this cobra. And exhale, lower down. Curl the toes and the feet. Press into the palms. Come up to a tabletop posture. So the knees are underneath the hips. The palms are just ahead of the shoulders. And the crown is long, the hips are extended. Feel the length in the side body. We're going to do a little cow-cat series here. So on the cow, the spine will arch on the inhale. The belly will drop toward the mat. The crown of the head and the heart will lift. On the exhale, we'll round the spine, release the head, release the hips. Biceps may frame the ears. Big rounding in the spine. And then move at your pace. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the spine, lift the crown. Exhale, round the spine, release the head and hips. Moving at your rhythm. your pace, your breath. Again, just feeling into aligning movement with breath. Mindful movement. Waking up the spine, freeing the torso. Maybe you can feel as if you're breathing directly into a particular vertebra in the spine. And then maybe you feel you can begin to move that breath up and down the spine, one vertebra at a time as you move. Maybe not. Just be in your own practice here. A couple more. Inhale to neutral. And then walk the hands out as you exhale. Bring your heart toward the mat, your crown toward the mat. Keep the hips high. Release the crown, release the heart. Walk the fingertips long. Heart melting pose. Feeling into opening in the shoulders. Maybe pick up on the fingertips and feel the length underneath the arms. Releasing through the chest. Maybe rock your forehead side to side on your block or your mat. Massaging temple to temple. Come back to neutral. On your inhale, walk the hands back to the underneath the shoulders and then press the hips back toward the heels, coming into your wisdom pose, which is our wording for child's pose. Wisdom's pose. Is there wisdom in this pose, this place of rest? If you like, release the hands back by the feet, palms up, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the shoulders. Breathe deep into the lower back. A full inhale, a complete exhale. On the inhale, walk the hands forward, come back into your table, curl the toes, lift the knees. Just come into this supported posture here. Press into the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Knees are slightly lifted, press back through the heels, and then continue to lift the hips, straightening the legs, releasing the head. And then release the heels in the direction of your mat. This is your downward dog. Find this posture for a moment. Press into the fingertips and the heel of the palm, lengthen through the forearms. Hips go high. Head releases toward the mat. Biceps frame the ears. Heels move towards the back of your mat. Toes move toward your wrists. Maybe walk your feet out to the edges of your mat and then press back through the heels. Find length in the back of the legs. Breathe deep. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Bring your feet back in alignment behind your wrists. Lift the hips, lift the heels, let the head drop, and then release both heels to the left. Dropping your hips to the left side, looking up under your right armpit, staying long through that. Both armpits, both arms. Notice a tendency to collapse into the left arm. Stay long out of both arms. Breathing here. Inhale. Back to center, hips high, heels high, head moves towards the mat. Release both heels on the exhale to the right. Staying long out of both arms, looking up under the left armpit perhaps. Feeling the opening in the side body. Inhale, back to center, hips high, heels high, head releases, heels release toward the mat. Downward dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look up between the hands. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Coming into your forward fold. Release the head. Release the hands. Maybe bring your hands to your elbows in front of or behind the legs. Balance your weight in your feet. Lift the hips. Perhaps beginning to work the legs one at a time, maybe finding the full length. Release the forehead toward the shins. Breathe deep. Lift the hips, press into the heels, release the forehead to the shins. Forward fold, release the hands. Take the hands to the shins for support. Straighten the arms. Lift the back parallel to the mat. Flat back, breathe in behind the heart. Exhale, release the forehead, release the hands, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Feel the weight, and then slowly roll. One vertebra at a time as the torso comes upright. Roll the shoulders, take the arms up. Full inhalation. Exhale, release the hands. Turn the palms forward, let the fingertips extend to the mat. Find your mountain pose, standing on your own 2 feet, back of your mat. Working from here, we're going to move into a series of lunges. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, come to your forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold, hands beside the feet, and then walk your hands out, coming into your downward dog. A full inhale here, a complete exhale. Check your alignment by inhaling to a plank. If you adjusted your feet and hands, now you know you're centered, steady and sure. And then exhale, lift the hips, release the chest and stomach back toward the thighs, relax the head, find your downward dog. On the inhale, the right leg goes straight back, as if you could stamp the wall behind you, and then take the leg high. On the exhale, look up between the hands, bring the right foot forward between the hands, help it if you need to. Drop the left knee in the top of the left foot. Now balance here, press down into the right heel, down into the left knee. Find your balance. Maybe pick up your hands. Maybe bring your hands to your knee for support. Maybe straighten your arms to lift the torso. Maybe take the arms up. Interlocking the thumbs or interlacing the fingers. Maybe looking up. Finding your low lunge. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, release the hands down, frame the foot. Curl the toes, lift the left knee, step the right foot back, find your down dog. Take a full inhale, a complete exhale. On the inhale, the left leg is straight back as if you could stamp the wall, and then lift it high. On the exhale, look up between the hands, bring the left foot forward, help it if you need to. Place the foot between the hands and drop the right knee in the top of the right foot. Again, balance and stabilize here, maybe picking up your hands, maybe bring the opposite hand to the knee, maybe straightening the arms. Take the arms up. Find your expression of the posture. Inhale, lengthen through the fingers. Exhale, press into the right knee and the left heel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands. Frame the foot, curl the toes, lift the right knee, step back, press back, down facing dog. A full inhale, a complete exhale. On the inhale, the right leg is back and high. On the exhale, step through. Option now to drop your left knee or keep the left knee lifted, pressing back through the left heel, down into the right foot. Maybe pick up your hands. Maybe bring your hands to the knee for support. Maybe straighten the arms to lift the torso. Maybe take your arms out and up. Find the arm posture that's appropriate for you in this lunge. Maybe look up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands, frame the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale, a complete exhale. On the inhale, the left leg is back and high. On the exhale, step through, help it if you need to, frame the foot with your hands. Option to drop the right knee again, or stabilize here, press back through the right heel, lift the right thigh, bring the hands maybe to the knee, support yourself as you come up into your lunge. Find your focal point, balance is focus. Find your breath, breath is strength. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands, bring the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On the inhale, the right leg is back and high. On the exhale, step the foot through. Bring the left hand closer to the right foot. And then rotate the torso, maybe taking the right hand to the sky. Turn, twisting from the abdomen to your right, coming into your simple twist. Opening. Feel the length from palm to palm, finger to finger. Full inhale. Exhale, release the hands down, frame the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On the inhale, the left foot is back and high. On the exhale, long step through, frame the foot. Bring the right hand closer to the left foot. Inhale, rotate torso, lift the left arm. Simple twist. Full inhale here, press back through the right heel. Exhale, left hand down, frame the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog. Full inhalation. A complete exhale. On the inhale, the right leg is high. On the exhale, a long step through. Drop the left heel down and in so that your left toes are pointing off the long side of your mat. Again, stabilize. Maybe come through the knee. Maybe come up. Arms up as you come into your warrior. Check your balance in your feet. Feel the weight in the outside part of that left foot. Down into that right heel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands, frame the foot. Step back, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On the inhale, the left leg is back and high. On the exhale, long step through. Drop the right heel down and in so the toes are off the long side of the mat. Stabilize and come up into your warrior. Your way, your practice. Find your support. Find your expression. Press into the outside of the right foot. Down into the left foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands. Frame the foot. Step back, press back, down facing dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On the inhale, the right leg is high. On the exhale, step through. Drop the left heel down and in. Rise up, warrior one. Inhale here. Exhale. Open the torso off the long side of your mat. Drop your arms. Find your warrior two. Establish your balance in your posture. Make your micro adjustments. Looking down over that right hand. Feeling into this posture. Engage the core lightly. Just pull in a little bit at your solar plexus. Feeling your support for the lower back as you engage through the abdomen. On the inhale, flip the right palm and revolve the torso. Release the left hand down, the right hand up. Maybe look up and see your palm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the hands back to warrior two. On the inhale, rotate the left arm and the torso alongside your mat. Come back into your warrior one. Exhale, release the hands. Frame the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step through, frame the foot. Drop the right heel down and in. Your practice, come up into your expression of warrior one. Align and make your micro adjustments. Press into the outside of that right foot. Down into the left foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the arms to shoulder height. Look down over that left arm. Align that left knee. Notice the tendency of the knee to kind of squeeze in. So rotate that left hip open. Press into the left foot and the outside of the right foot. Find your warrior two. Engaging the core. On the inhale, flip the palm and rotate the arms. Right arm drops, left arm high. Maybe look up. Full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, come back to warrior two. On the inhale, rotate the torso and the right arm along the long side of the mat. Come back to your warrior one. Exhale, release the hands. Frame the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog. A full inhale. A complete exhale. We have one more move here. So let's open the hip a little bit first. So on the inhale, the right leg will go high. And then on the exhale, rotate the hips, stack the hips. Lift the right knee toward the ceiling, drop the right heel toward the left buttock. Maybe look up under that right armpit. Keep pressing back through the left heel, out of the fingers and palms, out through the forearms. And then on the inhale, level the hips and extend the leg. On the exhale, bring the right knee towards the right wrist. Now, go ahead and release the knee to the mat. So you're in a sort of a modified lunge here. Now you have to be very mindful of your hip here as we move into this pigeon. And so you may want to support yourself here with your gear, with your block. This might be your posture. Maybe you can bring your right foot towards, underneath the body, towards the left wrist. Maybe not. Find what's appropriate for you. Maybe releasing the left knee and the top of the left foot. Lift up on the fingertips, extend through the chest and crown. So your puffy chest here, a little puffy pigeon is what we're working into here. Feel into this. And then, again, utilizing your gear as you need to or want to, maybe under your right hip, maybe under your chest. You may want to bring your torso forward a little bit, walking the hands out toward the front of the mat. Maybe you come all the way out onto your forearms. Maybe you find the appropriate place for your gear to support yourself, whatever height is appropriate for you. Breathing here. Trying to keep the hips level. So notice the tendency of that right hip to rise. So you want to keep pressing back and down and lengthening out and long. And maybe you're just in your puffy pigeon, supporting yourself in an upright. It doesn't matter. Do what's right for you in your practice. Feeling into this pigeon pose. Maybe releasing the forehead, maybe using the gear for your forehead, supporting yourself here. If your hands are out in front of you, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift and lengthen puffy pigeon chest. Curl the toes of the left foot. Press into the palms. Lift the left knee. Lift the torso. And then slowly take your right leg back and high. Again, stack the hips, lift the right knee to the ceiling. Drop the right heel toward the left buttock. Look up under the right armpit. Inhale here. Back to center, extend the leg. Exhale, bring that right leg down. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. And we'll move to the other side here. Inhale, left leg back and high. Exhale, stack the hips, lift the knee to the ceiling, drop the left heel toward the right buttock. Look up under the left armpit. Breathing deep here. Press back to the right heel, lift the left knee. Inhale here. Straighten the hips, level the hips, extend the leg. And then on the exhale, bring the left knee toward the left wrist. Maybe releasing the left foot behind the right wrist, maybe just underneath the body, maybe just keeping the leg there. Again, do what's right for you. Slowly begin to drop the right knee, top of the right foot. Again, use your gear as appropriate to support that hip, or maybe you're supporting your forehead, or maybe you're supporting your chest as you walk the hands out and find your expression of this pigeon. Hips are level. Breath is deep and long, extending through the right toes. Try to find a straight line between the crown of the head, the spine, and the right toes. Breathing deep, maybe pocket them on the fingertips, feel length underneath the arms. Find your expression. And then just check in with yourself. Reconnect with your sense of gratitude that you anchored in your heart space. Reconnect with your intention. Just be in your practice. If your arms are out in front of you, slowly walk them back underneath here. Press up into your puffy pigeon. Curl the toes of the right foot, lift the right knee. Lift the hips and begin to lift the left leg. Left leg goes high. Inhale here. Exhale, stack the hips, lift the knee, let the heel drop toward the buttock. Breathe here. A full inhale, straighten the leg and the hips, level. Exhale, bring that knee back, let that foot down next to the right, come back into your downward dog. Take a full inhale. And a complete exhale. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or reverse push-up, just lower down, come all the way down to the back. Roll to your back, either direction, doesn't matter. And we have one more, we have one more dynamic move and then our twist, and then we'll move into our guided rest. So bring the heels and toes together, the heels toward the hips, the knees toward the ceiling. So your heels are as close to the hips as is comfortable for you. Maybe you can grab your ankles, maybe your fingertips lightly brush your heels, maybe not. Again, palms down by your sides. Now press into the ball of the foot and so the inside and outside of the ball of the foot, the inside and outside at the heel. So you're in your 4 points of your feet. Feel that connection with your feet. That's where our engagement and support comes from. Lengthen through the crown and then begin to tuck the pelvic bowl. So just begin to tilt the pelvic bowl. You begin to feel the buttocks begin to lift. And then continue to tilt and press into the feet, lifting the hips, rolling up into the lower back, into the middle back, and perhaps even into the upper back, coming into our bridge pose. Notice the tendency of the knees to want to splay open, so rotate the thighs inward so the knees come toward each other and stay parallel. Maybe bring your hands together underneath your back if you like for additional support. Fingertips, pinkies down. Breathing deep here into our bridge pose. Full inhalation. A complete exhale. Try to stay lifted. Notice the tendency on the exhale to want to retreat. See if you can stay steady and sure. And we're just going to be here for a few. Feeling into this posture, finding our full expression here. Support yourself with your gear if you need to. Maybe place your block underneath your SI joint if you need additional support. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower the hips. Roll back down, middle back, lower back, hips. Lift the feet, bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze just below the knees, rock a little side to side. And we'll move into our twist, and then we'll come into our guided rest. So our twist today is going to be our extension. So extend the legs. Bring the right knee toward the ceiling. Take the arms out 30 to 60 degrees so there's room. And then maybe pick up your hips and shift them a couple inches to the right. If you're comfortable doing so, you can rest that right foot lightly atop the left thigh. On the inhale here, lengthen through the crown. On the exhale, just let that right knee come across the body as you look over your right shoulder. You may want to take your left arm lightly to the outside of your right knee and gently guide the right knee away from the face. The right shoulder is relaxed and down on the mat. If the right shoulder begins to come off the mat, that's your edge. Back off from there and just work here. Press long through the left heel. Let gravity and the weight of the leg do the work as you open across the body. Breathing in across the front of the body and deep into the right hip. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Release the foot if it's atop the thigh. Shift the hips back to neutral. Extend the right leg long. Bring the left knee in, left heel toward the hip, left knee toward the ceiling. If you'd like, shift the hips a couple inches to the left. And perhaps rest that left foot lightly atop the right thigh. Inhale here. Lengthen through the crown and the heel. Exhale, let that left knee come across the body to the right while you look over the left shoulder. Again, maybe taking the right hand lightly to the outside of the left knee, guiding the left knee away from the face, allowing weight and gravity to do the work as you relax the left shoulder. And open through the left side body, breathing deep into the left hip. On your inhale, come back to center. Release the foot if it's atop the thigh. Shift the hips back to neutral. Extend the left leg. Bring both knees into the chest. Reach up and grab just below the knees. And then maybe bring your forehead and your nose toward your knees. Bringing everything into a tight little ball here. Squeezing your practice into your soul, into your cells, into the center of your being. Inhale here. And then exhale. Release the legs. Release the crown. Come onto your back. Let the toes fall open. Let the heels move as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Turn the palms up at the hips, lengthen through the crown and pull down on the side body. Feel your full spine against the back. And now, as we prepare to move into our guided rest, take a moment here, if you like, to provide yourself with any additional support that you may want in this guided rest posture. Maybe you have an eye shade for your eyes. Maybe you have a blanket or a bolster for your body. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl for your body, a bolster for your knees, whatever you might want to do to provide yourself perhaps 1% more support. Take a moment to do that. And then, having found yourself in this supported posture, let go, release. You're done, be done. We're moving into our rest. So just rest. Release any shaping of the breath. Release any analysis of the practice. Release any and all thought and structure. Just be here in rest. And as you feel into your rest, we will do a simple tracking exercise, tracking the body, looking for areas of constriction, contraction, tightness, and then actively seeking to relax and release them. And so I will guide you through this. Bring your awareness, if you choose, to the soles of your feet, to your toes, to the tops of your feet, to your heels, and to your ankles. And relax. I invite you to bring your awareness to your shins, to your calves, to your knees, to your quadriceps, the top of your thighs, your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. And release. Perhaps bringing your awareness to your hips, to your sits bones, to your buttocks, to your sacral area, and to your SI joint, and relax. And bring your awareness to your lower back and to your abdomen, and release. Bring your awareness to your ribs and to your middle back, and relax. Bring your awareness to your upper back and to your chest, and release. Bring your awareness to your shoulders and your neck, and relax. Bring your awareness to your biceps, your triceps, your elbows, your forearms, and release. Bring your awareness to your wrists, to the back of your hands, to your fingers, to the palms of your hands, and relax. Bring your awareness to your jaw, to your tongue, to the muscles at the back of your throat, and to the back of your head, and release. Bring your awareness to your nose, your nasal passages, the muscles and nerves behind your nose, your eye sockets, your eyeballs, and the muscles and nerves behind your eyes, and release. Bring your awareness to your brain, to your mind, to your skull, to the place between your ears and behind your brows, and relax. And finally, bring your awareness to your crown, to the space just above and outside the top of your head. And from that perspective, outside and at the top of your head, witness yourself in your entirety. See yourself resting in your space. And as you observe yourself resting in your space, allow once again to arise any one thing for which you are grateful. Perhaps just the possibility of gratitude. Whatever that is, see it clearly. Maybe give it a name, maybe give it a color, maybe give it a temperature, maybe give it an aroma, maybe put a light behind it and illuminate it. Whatever it is, see it clearly. And as you rest here in gratitude, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful rest for as long as you like. And when you do rise, take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the rest of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.